There is a powder sitting in the garden section of your hardware store right now. Small bag, plain label, $17. It has been sitting on that shelf for decades, and in those same decades, the mosquito spray industry has grown into a multi-billion-dollar business built almost entirely on the assumption that you would never walk past the spray aisle, turn the corner, and find it. This powder does not kill the mosquito after she has bitten you. It does not chase the adult around your yard with chemicals that drift onto your flowers and your vegetables and into your dog's water bowl. It kills the egg before it hatches. It kills the larva before it grows wings. It stops the mosquito at the only moment in her life when she cannot move, cannot flee, cannot develop resistance, and cannot bite anyone inside the water before she ever becomes the thing that finds you on the porch at dusk. My name is Elias Yoder. I am Amish. I farm in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. I keep 11 hives of honeybees on this property, and I have not been bitten sitting at my own kitchen table in 9 years. This powder is a large part of the reason. Today, I am going to show you exactly what it is, exactly how it works, exactly where to use it, and exactly why the company selling you a monthly spray contract has never once mentioned it at your front door. The powder is called BTI. The full name is Bacillus thuringiensis israelensis. It is not a synthetic chemical. It is not a pesticide in the way that word is commonly understood. It is a naturally occurring bacterium, a living organism found in soils all over the world, first identified by scientists working in Israel in 1977 in a desert pond. What makes it extraordinary is the precision of what it does. When a mosquito larva, the tiny, wriggling creature that hatches from an egg and lives in standing water for about a week before it grows wings, when that larva swallows a particle of this powder, the bacterium produces a protein. That protein is activated by the specific alkaline chemistry found inside the mosquito larva's gut and nowhere else on Earth. It binds to the gut lining. It creates perforations. The larva stops feeding within hours. Within 24 hours, it is dead. It never pupates. It never develops wings. It never leaves the water. It never bites a single person, and it never lays a single egg. The mosquito life cycle ends inside the water before it begins in your yard. And here's what separates this powder from every product in the spray aisle. BTI kills exactly 3 things: mosquito larvae, black fly larvae, fungus gnat larvae. That is the complete list. Not honeybees, not butterflies, not dragonflies, not beetles, earthworms, or any beneficial soil organism, not fish, frogs, songbirds, or the dog drinking from the puddle in your yard, not your children, and not you. The specificity comes from gut chemistry. The protein BTI produces only activates inside the particular alkaline environment of a mosquito larva's digestive tract. That exact chemistry does not exist in any other living creature. A honeybee's gut is entirely different. A human gut is entirely different. The protein passes through every other organism it encounters completely inert, doing nothing at all. Germany has operated a national mosquito control program using BTI since 1981. Pennsylvania uses it, Maryland uses it. The World Health Organization approved it for application in drinking water sources in malaria-affected regions. They approved it for drinking water. That is the level of safety this powder carries, and it has been sitting 2 aisles over from the spray products this entire time, while the industry selling you those spray products said nothing. Here is exactly how to use it. You build what I call a trap, though trap is perhaps too dramatic a word for something this simple. A dark-colored 5-gallon bucket, brown or orange or black, never white. A handful of grass clippings or dead leaves from your yard, and 1 heaping spoonful of the powder sprinkled across the surface of the water. That is the entire setup. You place this bucket in the shadiest corner of your yard, far from where your family spends time, and you let it sit. A female mosquito hunting for a breeding site is looking for dark, still water with the smell of organic decomposition, the chemical signal that tells her species this water has been standing long enough to be stable and safe for her eggs. Your dark bucket in the shade with decomposing grass clippings inside is the most attractive breeding site on your property. She finds it. She lays her eggs. Every larva that hatches from those eggs swallows BTI and dies within 24 hours. 1 spoonful of this powder treats 1 bucket of water for 2 to 3 weeks before you add another. One $17 bag treats water on a typical family property for an entire summer season. You want 3 buckets for a proper perimeter, one on each side of the house placed away from your outdoor living area. You are drawing the breeding females toward the trap and away from your family. For standing water, you cannot put a bucket in a rain barrel, a drainage ditch, a low corner of the yard that puddles after rain. The same BTI comes pressed into solid brown discs called mosquito dunks. Toss one in. Each disc covers about 100 square feet of water surface and lasts 30 days. And your gutters. Every homeowner misses the gutters. A handful of pine needles holding half a cup of water in a clogged gutter section will produce hundreds of mosquitoes over the course of a summer. A small amount of this powder sprinkled into the gutters after any significant rain stops that entirely. Once a week, walk your yard and tip out every piece of standing water you find. Every saucer, every upturned lid, every fold in a tarp, every forgotten container. My grandfather did this every Saturday morning. He called it walking the line. The powder handles the water you set out intentionally. The walk handles the water you did not. The companies selling you monthly spray contracts know about this powder. They have known since 1981. They choose not to mention it because a $17 bag that solves the problem at its source for an entire summer does not generate a monthly service call. There is no route to drive, no technician to schedule, no proprietary formula to protect, no contract to renew. There is no business built around something that costs $17 and works all season. So the spray aisle stays loud and the garden section stays quiet, and most people spend $500 a summer on a service that addresses the symptom while leaving the source completely untouched. 1 bag, $17, 1 summer, every egg dead before it has wings, not one bee harmed in the process. Try 1 bucket this weekend and come back in 2 weeks and tell me in the comments what you found. I read every single one. If this helped you today, hit subscribe. Every week I share what my grandfather knew and what the industry built to replace him prefers you never find. Ring the bell so you do not miss what is coming next. Until then, place the bucket, walk the line, and remember the people who built this country with their hands, new things we are only just starting to remember.